Greetings everyone, this video covers all of the game fixes made to Warframe with update 30.5 Sisters of Parvos. For more direct information in regards to railjack changes, melee changes, and other such changes and additions that occurred with the update, expect other videos to be released covering those on the channel. But for now, we have the game's overall fixes. DE fixed a functionality loss when void dashing in the air while playing the Indexed, Excalibur's Furious Javelin buff becoming permanent and stacking on itself by manipulating the recasting and buff timer. They fixed harmless script errors that could occur after a host migration during a Kuvalich showdown, Reactant not appearing for squad members when both players are using Necromechs or K-Drives, several Corpus Archwing enemy types not attacking or repositioning at certain ranges in Archwing missions, Warframe's all weapons becoming invisible during the Jackal assassination mission when standing close to the wall in either of the hologram display objects to the left or right of the main entrance wall. They fixed some of the Atlas Cast and Nidus Frike materials, the top of the screen health bar positions appearing and disappearing when the HUD scale is not set to 100. They fixed the ability info pop-up for Warframes in the in-game market appearing way too high, a crash while loading back to the Orbiter from the dojo, companions stopping mid-animation when loading in and out of Deimos, being unable to select confirm in the helmet configuration options after selecting an ability to be replaced. They fixed the Clan Alliance text, potentially extending outside the UI container. They fixed the description for the Conclave Martial Fury mod being misleading. Previously it was plus 20% fire rate minus 50% power rate, now it is plus 20% attack speed minus 50% energy rate. They fixed the synth set mods reverting to a single mod bonus after death, a script error that would occur if you tried to rip the limbs off of an enemy. They fixed the interact prompt appearing for players visiting other players' orbiters when approaching their sentinel station, not being able to switch to your secondary while on K-Drive, not being able to use certain specters while on the K-Drive, that being Clem, Ancient Healer and more. They fixed ceiling gaps in Fortuna, a crash when opening the ability screen in the arsenal. They fixed a script error when attempting to change the graphic preset using arrows in the options menu. They fixed the preview Gilded, not showing correct colors and textures for mole companions at legs in Fortuna. Ivara's Prowl being able to gain energy from sources like Trinity's Energy Vampire and Energy Restores when other abilities cannot. They fixed the Gamma Core beam offsets when riding a K-Drive. They fixed a mod flickering up and down when attempting to upgrade it at the mod segment, being unable to click or drag the Helmet Metamorphosis menu scroll bar, Grineer enemies getting stuck in emplacements when you flank them and they attempt to turn and face you, shells not ejecting correctly from the Corinth while aiming, the map hole near the Cerebrum Magna in the Cambion Drift. They fixed the Paradiso and Sigma series chest and shoulder plates floating away from Atlas Prime with the Blade of the Lotus skin equipped, a script error with Wukong's passive, drifting hand animation issues with the Mother in the Cambion Drift when she exits her pod, the Today's Special option not being visible from Legs or Rocky in Fortuna, a rare edge case of context actions auto-activating after transferring back from the Orbiter. They fixed a script error with spawn teleports, GPU particle mesh emission not scaling properly. They fixed the copy Warframe color option not working for Conclave loadouts, affinity numbers not showing while riding K-Drives. They fixed being unable to fire secondary weapons while sprinting on the K-Drive with the note from DE that it will now work similarly to when you were on foot. Shooting simply brings you to cruising speeds. They fixed Warframe ability level ups displaying as 255 when it occurs on a K-Drive, possible fixes for a variety of rare crashes. They fixed the snow and smoke flickering against each other near the extraction zone in the Corpus Ice Planet tile set, which also fixes flickering during the extraction cinematic. They fixed a map hole in the Grineer Stattlement tile set, a crash that could occur when running with debug drivers on a Windows 7 machine, a harmless script error that could occur if you ran over a ghoul's grave with a K-Drive, the Flux Rifle's beam impact sounds, a script error related to Nezh's Divine Spears. They fixed detonating a glaive early, leading to automatic charge-ups after catch, the glaive automatically throwing after a heavy slam if caught in midair, your Warframe blinking in and out of invisibility when Yunaru's Void Shadow was active, missing Necromech landing spots when transitioning from jump to run and walk, the Lex Prime's clip being offset and rotated horizontally with the Lex Conclave skin equipped, the Terra Trenches not doing more than one melee hit in their combo, being unable to roll, jump, shoot, or use a context action, etc. for an extended period of time when knocked off of a K-Drive. They fixed a script error with Mirage's Prism and Eclipse, some cases of inconsistent game times between host and the client after a host migration, such as Wisp being invisible after jumping after a host migration. They fixed Kuvalich's not leveling up if you get disconnected from the internet before using your Parazon on a Lich, K-Drive boosters appearing stretched on the rail to the right of the Fortuna elevator in the Orvalis. They fixed a green orb appearing at the Warframe's legs after picking up points in the index, objects floating outside of the defense pod in the Stefano Uranus defense mission, an inability to color customize the Crania ephemera, the Frostfall ephemera missing its ice skin effects, Manic Bombards not choosing to use their guns unless you're out of reach and also throwing imaginary grenades. They fixed the inertia dampeners not increasing the K-Drive trick multiplier. They fixed the ability to spin the camera around when you are capturing a capture target. They fixed the host having stronger staggers compared to clients when using cautious shot. They fixed a strange orb appearing in the operator while in the void mode while playing index missions. The Kuza and Hellkite Lisette skins using incorrect icons in the in-game market. Some of the Helminth ability icons appearing invisible with the light UI themes, that being Orokin, Tenno, and Nidus. They fixed the squad menu not reopening if you choose to mouse if you mouse too far across it. Some Syndanas and armor attachments not sitting correctly on crew members. The Railjack host being unable to use navigation after host migration in the free flight mode. They fixed a random mod appearing when opening and closing the pause menu while in the Railjack pilot seat. They fixed the Grineer platform in the point of interest in Railjack missions having multiple seams across its outer surface. Darshan pilots not appearing as expected and with overly vivid colors. The Add Friend tab auto-focusing on message instead of the name. They fixed the Alliance permission screen displaying incorrectly in a bunch of languages. The Mastery rank icons in the end of mission player tooltip screen appearing incorrectly tinted. The Railjack engine sounds playing when inspecting Railjack items in the in-game market. The residual boils effect missing its range circle on low graphics. They fixed the camera detaching from the Warframe after switching to the operator over teleport volumes. Some rare animation pops while riding a K-Drive. Script errors that could occur if you joined in progress while an enemy NPC cast Magnetize. Necros' Shadows of the Dead clones counting as enemies killed in the Mastery Rank 30 test. Nihil's Oublet mission appearing on top of the Tyrannus node in the Void. The buff notification for Arcane Energize and Grace showing up as a cooldown instead of an upgrade duration, it now appears as a debuff. They fixed SMAA with Bloom causing black boxes on the Kuva Siphon, issues with the extraction marker Pulse color in the minimap, the War's energy color appearing blue instead of red, an issue where the Endless Defense checkpoint wouldn't clear between missions, Magnus's Magnetize not ejecting properly during reload while riding a K-Drive. DE fixed a few nooks missing collisions in the Corpus Gas City defense missions, being unable to use the Zorus as a melee weapon after detonating it while Chroma's Spectral Scream is active, the Arcgun Ace mod not applying its buff while in the Necromech, flashing textures on the floor in the Grineer C-Lab tile set, a script error with Wukong Celestial Twin, script error with Mirage's Eclipse, issues with white squares appearing in the UI, and lastly for update 30.5, Sisters of Parvos, DE fixed Protea's Blaze Artillery trying to target untargeted enemies. Quick editing note, we have optimizations, I missed it in the initial recording. So optimizations with update 30.5 follow. DE made general system micro optimizations, they optimized dojo initialization time, made some micro optimizations to the world state synchronization, micro optimizations to object creation code, to void storm missions, to kill tracking. They improved the pixel sharpness of the launcher on high resolution displays. They fixed potential small memory leaks throughout the game, optimized memory footprints for all platforms, an effect texture to save 300k of RAM, a memory footprint in the Orvalis, a memory footprint when spawning enemies, when opening up the gear wheel, a memory footprint in all levels. They made I-10 sculptures dynamically load if they were needed rather than keeping all loaded all the time to save 3.5 megabytes. They optimized the plant and foliage rendering for all platforms, optimized away 2 megabytes of heap memory for all platforms, optimized code size lightly for all platforms, memory use for all platforms, made systemic micro-optimizations throughout the game, and they made optimizations to the HUD with missions that have blinking markers. Also, there were 3 controller changes and fixes. They fixed the world state tabs and button prompt icons for the steel path overlapping when using a controller, being unable to open the crew contracts menu at Ticker in Fortuna when using a controller, with the note that the right trigger is now called out to access the contracts, and they fixed being unable to reliably select a mission node in navigation while using a controller. So that was 30.5 Sisters of Parvos, the game fixes, optimizations, and controller fixes. Thanks for watching.